Okay, today we're going to talk about different kinds of loppers. There's anvil loppers and there's bypass loppers, and each has a specific use. So we're going to take you through their uses and their function and how much diameter wood they can cut and a whole bunch of other stuff. So this is Jack Hemingway from the Gardening Products Review. Today we're going to talk about several different kinds of loppers. The first pair we have here is a bypass lopper, and the reason it's called a bypass lopper is that the cutting blade here will actually go past what's called the counter blade. So sharp blade, not sharp blade, and they actually will go past it all the way to that notch there. There's a second kind of lopper called a compound lopper that uses mechanical advantage in an articulated angled piece of metal here, which gives you, in this case, 3 times the force necessary to cut through a branch. And this is also, again, a bypass lopper because this blade will bypass that counter blade here, as you can see. We have another version of a bypass lopper. This one happens to be cam actuated. You can actually see the cams down in here, and this gives mechanical advantage similar to a compound lopper. So in essence you could call this a compound lopper, but it's just a different mechanism than the one that we looked at previously. Alright, and finally we have the anvil pruner. And it has a ratchet to it. So this is actually a ratcheting anvil pruner, which is pretty sweet. Each one of these clicks that you can hear will stop the blade from moving, but gives you additional mechanical advantage so that you can cut. These are designed for deadwood. You can cut deadwood with ease. I'm going to demonstrate that to you in a few minutes. The other thing about a anvil pruner versus a bypass pruner is that the blade actually goes into a blade cup, if you will. And if you can see that here, I'll open it up some. The actual blade is going to go down into more of a cup, and it does not bypass. We're going to be talking about bypass loppers. These are ideally suited for live wood, not dead wood. So I'll just demonstrate really quickly here, cutting off a piece of live wood here. They make very nice cuts, and you can actually use the tips of these in smaller diameter material, particularly if you have some length to the handles. So this is a great set of loppers that happens to be manufactured by ARS, and again, these guys are used exclusively for live wood. Again, the definition of bypass is that this cutting blade actually passes what's called the anvil blade, as you can see from this demonstration here. These particular style of loppers are used for cutting live material. These do work well on some dead material, but it's better used on live material. This is by no means the capability of this particular lopper at all, but it just shows you that it gives a nice clean cut to a piece of live wood. These are not designed for deadwood, and in some cases what you'll get is what's called blade spread, where the actual blade itself will spread apart from one another. When you're trying to cut particularly angled deadwood, it can become a real problem and actually damage your tool. So as a review, compound or bypass, straight bypass loppers are used for live wood, and the anvil pruners are used for deadwood. So this particular compound lopper from Stanley goes very easily through 1/2-inch material. But again, you know, just to re-emphasize the point, the bypass loppers are really designed for live wood. They just don't work well on dead wood. It's very difficult to get it's doable, but you can actually hear how much force it actually takes, and in some instances I can't even get through this, where I easily could with a pair of anvil pruners, the ratchet anvil pruners. These are actually an anvil pruner, and they're really designed for cutting dead wood. So I just wanted to show you how effective these guys are, particularly with the ratchet mechanism here, which gives you a tremendous amount of leverage as you're cutting through a piece of dead wood. So here we go. I'm going to start on this, and as you can hear, they're ratcheting together, and you can hear them clicking, and there you go. It's almost a perfect cut. I'll do it one more time. We'll get this guy out of the way. Okay, and here we go. You can actually hear the stepping of the actual ratchet itself, and you can hear and see the mechanical leverage that you get with this. So these guys are terrific for cutting dead wood.